A lot of people get out the military, retire. Let's talk about retirees specifically. And then they have to go back to work because they don't have their financials in order, right? They can't sustain. And that's kind of weird in our modern times after we just went through 2 decades of war. Because you can't, I believe you can't walk away with 10 plus years of service and not have something wrong with you, right? Whether it's physical, emotional, psychological, whatever the case may be. If you did the military halfway right, you have some sort of injury, you know what I'm saying? Just the wear and tear on your mind and your body. But with that said, I'm mentioning that because oftentimes that equates to a disability compensation of some sort.
Yeah.
But the other side of it is you get your retirement check. Right now, I don't want to talk about your circumstance, but what would you advise as far as getting prepared financially?
Well, one thing I learned, especially from you, is that, debt-free is the way to go. You don't ever want to be in bondage to credit card debt and all that stuff. It really just leads for a lower quality of life, depression, anxiety, things like that. So I would definitely advise anybody that plans on separating from the military, just in general. But if you plan on separating from the military where you're going to lose that stability, that stable check every 1st and 15th, you might want to make sure your finances are in order. You might want to make sure your debt is all paid. If you got a star card out there, go ahead and pay it off. If you got credit card debt, go ahead and pay it off. Like, just please don't leave the military with any debt. Even if you're jumping into a whole new job that's set up and lined up for you, wouldn't it be nice to collect your retirement and that VA disability check and all that money just be yours and you could do whatever you want to, whether you want to invest or take some trips or do something you've never been able to do before, and you can't do that if you still got a whole bunch of credit card debt that you're paying off. So now the money that you're getting every month from retirement and your disability is still going to pay off. It's not worth it. I live more comfortably and I can relax, and that's one less thing that's on my shoulder that I have to worry about. I feel good waking up knowing that I don't owe a whole bunch of this and I don't really have the means to replenish it, So yeah, debt free. That's the biggest thing I could have ever done for myself.
Not just debt free, but you actually have your freedom. You get to master your time and do what you want to do. And you still, in my opinion, still have an incredibly comfortable quality of life. Food, clothes, and shelter. You could pretty much do what you want. That's the average working class family, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about your specific finances, but you're in a circumstance where you're free. You don't have to be handcuffed to a desk or to some job. You get up and say, okay, today I'm going to go on a hike, right? Or I'm going to go on a hike, or I'm going to go do this, that, and the third. You actually get to master your time because you got your finances in order, right? Now, that means clearing up debt, or at least putting your debt, minimizing debt, and making sure that you have debt at low interest rates, restructuring your debt, investments.
Yep.
And what else?
Emergency fund.
Emergency fund. Yeah, the emergency fund. Mm-hmm. And if you manage your money well, sometimes you don't even need to have that much cash on hand. I've had this discussion with my friend who was in VA with you, the officer. Mm-hmm. And while we were discussing investing before, we both said, like, yo, why have cash on hand? I'm going to put it all into these investments, or most of it into these investments. And in any emergency, I can use this credit card. And then I could just pay the credit card. Because what emergency are you going to have that's going to cost you $25,000?
True.
Most emergencies going to be what, $1,000? All right, well, I'll put this on a credit card. As long as I pay it off at the end of the month, we good. Mm-hmm. And then, okay, I'm going to still keep several $1,000s, but I'm not going to be hoarding it like, okay, I'm letting this sit here stagnant.